What's up guys, it's Will back again, and today I'm back with a review of the Marvel Legends Infinity Gauntlet. This gauntlet is an officially licensed Marvel product made by Hasbro and was created as a replica of the Infinity Gauntlet used by the Mad Titan himself, Thanos, in the upcoming film Avengers Infinity War. The Infinity Gauntlet goes for $100 retail, but as of me recording this video seems to be sold out basically everywhere, except eBay and a few other places where you'll pay significant upcharge fees due to the limited availability of the item currently. I was told by Amazon that they hope to restock sometime in May, but it's really anyone's guess at this point because it doesn't seem as if Hasbro, Marvel, or even the retailers themselves expected this item to be as wildly popular as it is. I actually pre-ordered it back in the middle of March or so, and Amazon didn't even have enough of them to satisfy all their pre-orders, so they had to find me one from an individual seller that was fulfilled by them. Luckily I got my hands on one, and if you're in search of one yourself, I do highly recommend you purchase it, because it's a very nice product for the price. But let's take a look at the specifics. So this gauntlet is 8 inches long by 12.5 inches wide by 22 inches high, and weighs roughly 4 pounds. It's made out of plastic and contains 6 plastic infinity stones that light up and make the gauntlet feel legit. The gauntlet itself takes 3 AA batteries that are housed under a protective plate in the bottom middle area of the gauntlet. You need a Phillips head screwdriver to actually get to the battery compartment, which is actually kind of cool to me, because there's an extra layer of protection for your batteries and your power source. Keep in mind that the 3 AA batteries you need are not included here. For these type of replicas, I always recommend buying rechargeable batteries. They'll save you lots of money in the long run because these items always burn through batteries fairly quickly. I'll leave a link to my preferred battery of choice in the description below. So once you have the batteries in, as you've seen so far, the gauntlet lights up and the 6 infinity stones activate and begin to flicker. Sometimes the stones will just light up in their designated color and the flicker will be less noticeable. It really just depends on the lighting condition you're in. In daylight, the flicker is more noticeable. In darker environments, it's not. But regardless, these LED lights are actually fairly bright, and I think they do a really nice job providing that accurate look and feel to Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet. The stones themselves aren't made of the highest quality material, but when lit up, it's not a huge deal because they look awesome, and that to me is what's most important here. The other aspect to the Infinity Gauntlet is the articulating electronic fist. In order to turn on the gauntlet, you simply press the Mind Stone in the middle of the gauntlet after you've inserted your batteries, and the gauntlet itself turns on. Once you've done that, there's a locking mechanism that's found just below the Mind Stone that either allows full range of motion with the fingers or locks them in place in a fist shape. Flick the switch up to allow full range of motion with the fingers, or flick it down to the lock position to lock the fingers into a fist and prevent any range of motion. If you plan to wear the gauntlet and activate the sounds, you need to keep the lock switch in the up position so you can have full range of motion. The lock fist position is primarily built for posing, it seems, which is a nice feature all in all. As for the aesthetics of the prop, I already mentioned that I like the brightness and look of the stones, but it's also important that we discuss the paint job as well. The paint job has a bronze, goldish color and looks pretty nice overall. There's some nice weathering and the paint job is generally smooth and nice. However, I do find it a bit flat, and I think the gauntlet could be greatly improved with a better paint job. I think this gauntlet is a very nice product as is, but it could be a great product with a better paint job that provides a more weathered and also a little more metallic of a look. But the stock version isn't awful. Its paint job will certainly satisfy many customers, but if you're looking for something that looks a little more legit, I'd recommend painting it yourself or hiring someone to do it for you. The potential of this gauntlet is amazing, and all it really needs to take it to that next level is a better paint job that feels less generic. So once again, not bad, but could certainly be improved. So as we look inside the prop, it's hard to see, but there's a bar that's built for your palm and there's 5 rings that slide over top each of your fingers. This allows you to wear the gauntlet and move the electronic fingers as they align with the movement of your actual fingers. The setup is moderately comfortable for the most part, but I do find my pinky getting bruised every now and then with casual use. My brother actually said that it hurt his thumb and not his pinky, so I think comfort level will vary based on hand size and build. I'd probably recommend wearing a glove underneath honestly for added protection. It may be a bit more comfortable for you in the long run. Once your fingers are in the gauntlet and locked in and you've heard the boot up sounds, you can move the articulated fingers and you'll start hearing the built-in sound effects that are meant to imitate the sounds of Thanos using the gauntlet in the actual film. Each time you move a finger, the gauntlet will play a sound, and I think they're actually quite good and honestly quite loud. They overlap with one another in a satisfying way, and they ultimately sound metallic, if that makes sense. It sounds like the gauntlet reacts in a way that's legit and feels like it's straight out of an Avengers movie. I'd say the sound effects are pretty good here and are definitely a great addition for the $100 price point. One final aspect of this gauntlet to note here before we jump to the live demonstration aspect of the video. Like many Hasbro toys, there's a built-in timeout mechanism. In other words, if you leave the gauntlet unattended, it'll eventually time out and shut itself off after a minute 10 or a minute 15 or so. I tested this out a couple times times, and I always got around the same time frame. This is actually a good feature though, because it's easy to get something like this and set it down and forget about it, and you don't want it just draining your battery all day. Also, if kids were to play with it, the batteries will last them longer due to this timeout mechanism. But regardless of who's playing with the Gauntlet, you should take special care here. This is a plastic item, and you should be careful not to drop it. I don't think this prop would survive hard falls because it's plastic obviously and not built to withstand them, so just be careful in that regard. But either way, let's go ahead and jump to the live demonstration portion of the video, where I show off the prop in real time. Let's take a look. Alright guys, what's up? It's Will here. Now it's time for the live demonstration aspect of the video. I'm gonna get right into things here. So here's the box. I showed you this earlier in the video, but as I always mention in my product reviews, that the box is kind of an important aspect, because considering, you know, a lot of these are collector's pieces, you want to have a box that looks good and something that is, you know, like I said, a good item for collector's pieces. Sadly, my box was not in the best shape when it arrived here, so I got this from Amazon actually, and it was shipped just in this box. As you can see, I already marked out a lot of the label stuff, as you probably maybe saw in the video. But some of the box, you know, they didn't ship it inside another box. It was just this box shipped. So that's not the best, it's not ideal, but still, here's the Gauntlet itself. So when I start activating these fingers, it's going to start making sounds. See? And you can hear the mechanical finger sounds, right? For each finger. There's the light. You can see the infinity stones there. All 6 of them. And they all light up really nicely. They all light up nice and bright, actually. I'm going to do a live demonstration outside, actually, as well, so I'm going to show you that, too. But you can see each time you move a finger, it makes a sound, right? And you move all at once, it'll start making a combination of sounds. But they overlap each other in a way that works. It doesn't sound too crazy, but it's actually... So you can hear that. So it's actually decently loud. It's actually decently loud. So when you go into a theater, if you're going to a theater with this, considering it's decently loud and decently bright, what I would do is probably take this battery cover off, like I mentioned before. That's where the batteries are housed, right in there. You have to take a screwdriver and put 3 AA batteries in there. But like I showed you earlier, so this little switch here sort of locks and unlocks the hand. So now I have it pushed up so I can move the fingers, right? But if I push it down and lock it in place, so once that is like that in a fist shape, you can't move it again. See? Now I can't move it at all. See, that's in the down position. But I put it back up, fingers are active again, right? So that's how it works. And I showed earlier, you're not going to be able to see it now. But you can see there's like 5 little like finger rings in there, I guess you would say, and a little place for your palm. It's fairly comfortable for the most part, except the pinky area. The pinky area is pretty uncomfortable, so what I'd probably recommend doing is maybe using a glove on your left hand, because this is for your left hand, obviously. You couldn't really use this for your right hand, obviously, so it's got to be on your left hand. And I would probably recommend wearing a glove underneath this, if you can fit maybe a light one, because the pinky, I don't know if you could see, it kind of bruises my pinky a little bit. It's comfortable until you get to the pinky area, and then it's not very comfortable. So that's definitely a little bit of a flaw, but not too bad, honestly. So I showed you earlier, too, that after maybe a minute or so, it's like a minute 10, a minute 15, somewhere in there, this thing will shut off. It's not like, you know, like I said in the theater, if you touch it, if you move the fingers at all, it's going to turn itself on, right? And if you press this stone, it'll make the sound, and it'll turn itself on, right? So if it's off, I hit the mind gem there, the mind stone, and it's on, right? So, and even if I said, if I move the fingers, if I were to set it down for a minute and not touch it at all, it would shut itself off automatically. But if I touch it and move a finger or press this mind gem here, it's going to turn on again. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it, honestly. Like I said, it's a really nice product for what it's for, you know, the price you pay for it. $100 may seem steep for this kind of product to a lot of people, but honestly speaking, the coloring on it is like, maybe the painting is a little bit flat, but I have actually a great artist who's going to be painting this for me. And the potential for these things, I can show you guys a before and after photo of it. The potential for these things, once they're painted, is so high. So it's obviously plastic, but you can make it look very metallic and look very realistic to the film, at least, with a great paint job. So the paint job here is a little flat. It's plastic, obviously, so you got to be careful with it. Don't drop this item because it probably will break. I mean, the stones are, I think, plastic themselves as well, so they, you know, are not, you know, if you drop this down the stairs or drop it on the floor, it probably is going to break, to be honest. So just be really careful with it. But that's kind of what we're working with here. Let's see the back side there. Right? I'm going to hold it up. So as you can see, There's in a live demonstration. I think you can see the paint job, see the weathering there. And see all the stones. See all 6 Infinity Gems. I'm really excited for the movie, actually. But that's pretty much this part of this live demonstration. I think that's going to wrap things up. I'm going to take this outside and show you what it looks like in the pitch black dark. So let's go ahead and go to that. All right, guys, it's Will here outside now. You can probably barely see me at all, but that's kind of the point. I just wanted to show you how bright these stones are when we actually light things up. Let me activate the gauntlet here. So here's how bright the stones are. Here's what it looks like in nighttime. Pitch black dark out here. Here's how bright they are. Right? So you know how you press the Mind Stone to activate the gauntlet to turn it on? You actually can hold it as well to turn it off. Just hold it. And voila, it's off. I turned it back on, but it was off. But anyway, this is how bright the gauntlet and the stones look outside. So hopefully that was helpful to you guys. Thanks, I'll see you in the rest of the video. Alright, so I hope I provided you with all the information you need to know about the Marvel Legends Infinity Gauntlet. Overall, I think it's a great product for the price. I think it's bright and loud, it looks cool, and it's got some nice built-in features. The only improvement I could see here is the paint job. It's a little too flat for my taste. But weighing all the factors laid out in this video, I'm going to give the Marvel Legends Infinity Gauntlet a 9 out of 10 and recommend you buy it if you're looking for a cool replica. This is a very nice item for the price and a great collector's piece. Thanks for watching this review, and let me know if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns in the comments section below. That's all for now. This is WillFoxification signing off.